What would you do if the two people you trusted most in the world turned your dream day into a nightmare? I stood in front of the mirror, my hands trembling as I adjusted the veil that had taken months to choose. The lace was delicate, like the promises Ethan had whispered to me under starlit skies. Today was supposed to be our day, June 17, 2025, the date we'd etched into our hearts 2 years ago when he proposed. I could still feel the weight of his ring on my finger, a symbol of forever. But forever, it turns out, is a fragile thing. The church was a vision of white roses and candlelight, just as I'd imagined. My best friend, Lily, had helped plan every detail: the floral arches, the playlist, even the way the sunlight would stream through the stained glass windows. She'd been my rock, my confidant since we were kids trading secrets in treehouses. She knew my heart better than anyone, or so I thought. I arrived early, my stomach fluttering with nerves and excitement. The dress hugged my frame, and I felt like a princess in a storybook, ready to step into happily ever after. But as I approached the chapel, something felt off. The air was too still, the parking lot too empty. My phone buzzed with a text from Lily. "Running late. Meet you at the altar." I smiled, picturing her rushing in with her usual chaotic charm. But then I heard Ida's soft melody drifting from inside, the one we'd chosen for my walk down the aisle. Curiosity pulled me forward. I slipped through a side door, my heels silent on the stone floor. The church was dimly lit, the pews half empty, but at the altar stood a couple, their hands clasped, vows being exchanged. My heart stopped. Ethan's broad shoulders, his familiar laugh, it was him. And beside him, in a white dress that wasn't mine, was Lily, my best friend. They were radiant, lost in each other, as if I didn't exist. I froze, my breath caught in my throat. The world tilted, and the roses seemed to wilt around me. How could they do this? On our day, in our church, with our song playing? I wanted to scream, to run, to tear the veil from my head and throw it at their feet. But I couldn't move. I just watched, a ghost at my own wedding, as the officiant pronounced them husband and wife. The memory of the past year flooded back. The late-night calls Lily took in hushed tones, the way Ethan's eyes lingered on her during our planning sessions, the excuses they both made about work. I'd been blind, weaving their betrayal into the fabric of my trust. I felt like a fool, but worse, I felt alone. Then something shifted inside me. I straightened, wiped the tears from my cheeks, and stepped into the light. The organ faltered as heads turned. Ethan's face paled, and Lily's eyes widened, her bouquet trembling in her hands. I didn't scream or cry. I just spoke, my voice steady despite the storm inside. "I hope you find the happiness you stole from me," I said, then turned and walked away, the train of my dress trailing like a fading dream. Outside, the summer air was warm, alive with possibility. I slipped off the ring and let it fall into the grass, a small act of release. The pain was raw, but so was my resolve. I wasn't just leaving them behind, I was choosing myself. I thought of the dreams I'd shelved for Ethan, the parts of me I'd dimmed to fit his world. No more. Days turned into weeks, and I rebuilt. I took up painting again, splashing colors onto canvases that spoke of resilience. I reconnected with old friends, their laughter a balm to my wounds. I even started a blog, pouring my story into words that resonated with strangers across the globe. Messages poured in from others who'd faced betrayal, and I realized I wasn't alone. My pain had purposely connected me to a community of survivors. One evening, as I sat in a cafe, a stranger approached. "I read your story," she said, her eyes kind. It gave me the courage to leave a toxic relationship. Her words were a gift, a reminder that my heartbreak wasn't the end. It was a beginning. Ethan and Lily's marriage didn't last long. I heard whispers of arguments, of guilt that festered. But I didn't care. I was too busy living, traveling to places I'd only dreamed of, learning to love myself in ways they never could. The church, the dress, the date, they were just moments. My story was bigger. Betrayal cuts deep, but it also carves space for growth. I caught my fiancé marrying my best friend on the day we planned our wedding, but I didn't catch despair. I caught strength, purpose, and a life I never knew I could claim. And that, I've learned, is the truest kind of forever.